Hello and welcome to another edition of Footballer Adda. We have come to the business end of this World Cup and we are sitting after all the quarterfinals have been finished. There are a whole lot of talking points from them, and to discuss them with me, we have Shomajit. Hi, Shomajit. Welcome to this edition. So, having said that, let's look back at the quarterfinals. I'm not going beyond that, but the quarterfinals, I think, were more or less, I enjoyed them, at least, except for the one in three of the quarterfinals, both the teams scored. And in three of those matches, it was 1-1 for a major amount of time. And the winner had to come pretty late for three of those teams. So let's look at the first one where there was only one team which scored, which was France versus Morocco. Morocco came as the reigning African champions, although that African Championship final we all know was very, very complicated. Don't want to go into that. They were also the first African semi-finalists from 2022. And overall, the team has played really well. I would say against Netherlands, they were good. Against Brazil, they were good. They ran out of a little steam versus Canada. They sat back and still they managed to score a few goals because Canada were maybe too much inexperienced. But their strategy and their gameplay were shown up by France completely. What was your take on that France versus Morocco 2-0?
France versus Morocco was for me the one match which was kind of a foregone conclusion because see, Morocco has matured a lot. Last time obviously they went to the semi-finals, but you could say that was like a fairy tale run. But this time they came with better credentials, more experienced players. They added players like Buadi into their squad, naturalized them, or rather registered them from their alternate nationality. So this time they were a better team, and this time they also gave more matured performances. But I think France was a step too far for them because by far in this World Cup, France has probably been the most impressive team, most consistent team. I believe if they had, instead of France, if they had come up against any of the other eight teams, they would have probably had a fair shot at reaching the semi-finals. But unfortunately, they met France in the quarterfinals, and it was. France is at a league above Morocco right now.
Agreed on that, but I think the strategy that Morocco took, which was to emulate how Paraguay played against France, I think that probably tilted their balance a little bit. That and the fact that they did not have Saibari in their attacking lineup. If Morocco has been pretty free flowing, they have averaged 1.5 to 2 xg in all their matches against Brazil, against Netherlands, everyone. If they had, I don't think they could have gone toe to toe with France. That is not possible. But they could have definitely still given a few scares. But I think the critical thing was they wanted to ensure that that Paraguay model, which I don't think is Paraguay model only worked because the referee allowed Paraguay to play a lot hard. Even then, France missed a penalty for everything. And Upamecano missed a direct free header in the first half. I mean, within 15-20 minutes, it should have been 2-0. So,
And the other problem was, even against Netherlands, Morocco dominated the midfield.
yes.
But against France, actually, Buadi had one of his off nights. So that I think, see, in against France you have to, all your gears need to click uh, to handle a team like France. And I think somehow the midfield players, maybe it was fatigue, playing so many matches, but they were not performing at the standards that they had performed against Brazil or Netherlands. So
Let's go to the next quarterfinal, which was Spain versus Belgium. And I definitely feel that Belgium needed maybe 99% of the things going in their favor to actually, you know, match Spain, because Spain has been quietly, depositing teams outside of the World Cup. They have been running through, but they have never been, they have not been brushing teams away like France has been doing. So Spain has required a winner in the last 10 minutes, and they were the team that could not beat Cape Verde. So there has been a problem with their goal scoring. And then Belgium had two injury issues. Yuri Tillemans before the match started, and then critically Courtois. Um, do you honestly feel that Belgium were hard done by injuries, or was it poetic justice for Spain?
See, Spain, Spain has always been like this, right? I mean, always means I'm saying since they started becoming successful in the international tournaments, somewhere around the late 2000s, they have always been a low scoring team who control games. And again, this time it was the same thing. They scored fewer number of goals, but then this was the first goal they conceded against Belgium. The goal that they considered was the first goal considered in the entire tournament. So that is not a matter of joke as well. So normally we don't associate Spain with great defense, but ultimately Spain is a very stingy team in terms of that. Now coming to the injuries, I don't think that really mattered, because if you look at the earlier goal, that was also kind of a similar spill by Courtois. So we cannot probably say that if Courtois was there instead of Lamens, he would not have spilled that ball, because he also made a similar mistake in the game. Uh, but yeah, uh, I think the other injuries mattered more. I think there was one other name that you missed. Onana was also injured in the earlier match. So
Yes,
he is
yes.
also a good midfielder who can add tough tackling as well as box to box qualities. So overall, yes, overall I think Belgium, anyway, it is not their golden generation. Some of the players like KDB are not are way past their best. So yeah, it was always going to be a step too far. But I think, given everything, I think Belgium gave a good fight of it, and it could have gone either way. I mean, during one period in the second half, I felt that Belgium might nick it, because Spain again has that problem. They can sometimes get stuck. They can have all the possession, but then they overplay in the final third and struggle to score goals. And if someone like KDB I was thinking, if someone like KDB got an opportunity with a free kick, or Doku made one of those runs through the defense, Belgium might nick it. But yeah, ultimately the best striker in the world, Mikel Merino, you cannot stop him, and he scored the goal.
I'll let that go, but very honestly, if you need the number one goalkeeper to get injured, and then the number two goalkeeper to spill a ball on the 87th or 89th minute of regulation time to defeat a team which has not had its captain throughout the match, um, then there is a I would say there is a problem, and it has to be luck. I definitely feel Spain were playing one level above Belgium, at least till the first half, but they definitely miss. And maybe one of these days we will talk about this in our sessions, that where have all the number nines gone? We do not have number nines outside of a few here and there. We have Kylian Mbappe, we have Harry Kane, we have um, uh,
Haaland.
Haaland. Um, Maybe that's it. The big names are that's the big names. There are no number nines that are really there. And I mean, I
This
think
number nine has always been a problem for Spain. So even when they won the World Cup at that time, also, like David Villa was their number nine. Fernando Torres never really clicked in the national team jersey. But
Morata
Uh,
also was tried.
Morata also. They have never had a very prolific number nine, I would say. I think where actually Spain probably missing a bit is Lamine Yamal. So if you see the other teams that have gone that have progressed to the to the semi-finals, or even those who have progressed to the quarter-finals, their star players perform. That one name that you pick from that squad of 23 as a star, you will see that they have performed. Harry Kane, Mbappe, but that has not been the case with Spain. For Spain, Yamal, I think, has played okay, but he has not set the world alight, and that has been the difference.
Right, right. Okay, let's come to the third match, which I think was a Beatles versus Beatles. England beat Norway 2-1. Beatles wrote the number Norwegian wood. The bird has flown in 1965. And then they wrote a song called Hey Jude in 1968. Norwegian Wood was written by John Lennon mainly, and Hey Jude was written by Paul McCartney. And do you think Norway should have won basically if Sorloth had been a little bit more team player, more of a team player, had been a little less selfish on that ball. In the first half, he was through. All he needed to do was pass the ball, and Haaland was through.
So, see, I think there are a couple of things with that Soldot run. So, it has been coming up in all of our social media feeds. We all know the sequence, what happened. But couple of things. So, I think Sorloth is somebody who is more comfortable on the left. And if you look at the sequence or look at the points where we are saying or people are saying that he could have passed, it was always a little difficult to make that pass with the right foot because John Stones was blocking all those angles. So ultimately, I think that is, I mean, ultimately it came down to the quality of the player. If Sorloth was a little more two-footed, he would have found the pass. Even at the end, when he took the shot, if you see normally from that position, it makes sense to actually cut to the right and take a right footer. But he cut to the left, and that again reduced his angle even more. So I think it's all to do with Sorloth being a little one-footed. That is my reading.
What do you make of another winner coming via a spill by the goalkeeper? That too in the extra time.
Yeah, so I don't know if it's, I mean, if it's just a coincidence or something to do with the ball. I don't, I mean, there have been a few spills in this World Cup. I mean, even I think I can't place exactly, but I feel a couple of other goals also in the earlier rounds came from goalkeepers spilling the ball. See, this was, I think, for me, a match that was actually Norway's for the taking because they should have won it within regulation time. Uh, I mean, spill can happen. I mean, goalkeeping errors are a part of the game. You cannot plan for those. But yeah, I mean, overall, uh, I think this was the game that could have been the upset.
No, no,
That this
I don't believe it would have been an upset because frankly, Norway was the form team, I feel. And
Mhm.
for once, I feel
Upset in terms of FIFA ranking. So the top four FIFA ranked teams are in the semi-final. This was the match where that could have been broken.
and the other thing is that the goal that Norway scored was actually um, out of the blue and pretty unexpected. I'm not going into the Harry Kane disposition yet, but I'm talking about the way that the ball was stuck. Um, in fact,
England,
uh,
right?
in fact, it was more a cross than a shot. It was the middle of
Yeah,
that. It was never intended to be like that, and somehow it went in. So I would say that it was not very like a shot kind of a shot. That it was not shot at that. And then I do feel absolutely when at that fag end of the 15 minutes, or last 15 minutes of the first half, when Norway were absolutely on top, they should have scored that second. They absolutely did not utilize Haaland at that point in time. Haaland should have been utilized. He should have been the main person. They should have looked at him. And that goal at the final minute of that first half, that was careless. You needed to do some ball management. You needed to do. ensure that. I mean, there was only that one possibility of this guy coming in. There was no other shot possible, and they allowed Jude Bellingham to come in. There was, I think Norway almost switched off at that point in time. So I honestly believe Norway should go through, and Haaland was ultimately not fully used in that quarterfinal of 55.
See, Haaland has this kind of games. I mean, if you look at his games for Man City or earlier the games he used to play for Borussia, he is not really involved. So ultimately, if at the end of a game he doesn't get that scoring opportunity, you will feel he has not done anything. Unlike say someone like Harry Kane, even if he doesn't score, he's involved in a lot of things. But Haaland is not that player. So I mean, it that's the way with it. I mean, even against Brazil, apart from the two goals, if he had not scored them, you would have probably said that Haaland should have been more involved.
No, I don't think it is
That's how
only
it
Haaland,
is.
but I think the team actually needs to play around Haaland in that way that they bring him into the match. That spell, 15-minute spell, during which they scored the goal, during which Sorloth missed that chance. There were other few chances also, and they probably did not utilize Haaland. The team did not utilize Haaland that well.
So one thing also we have to probably consider here, we have to look at England's backline. So England was playing John Stones and Mark Gay, and they actually tackle Haaland every day in training. So maybe they had a few tricks up their sleeve which others were not aware of.
That's true. That is true. That is true. Okay, so then the final one, Argentina 3, Switzerland 1. Some pretty good goals in the extra time took Argentina to the next round, but scoreline really flattered the neutral experience.
This has been the story of Argentina so far in this World Cup. So they
The
have not been impressive in any of the knockout games. I mean, not impressive means they have not dominated any of the knockout games, but still gone through. If you look at the other teams, at least they have dominated one game or the other. But Argentina has been like
Yeah,
getting the job done. But
the-
then again, that is again a quality
I would
of
say
champion.
Argentina and friends have been getting the job done. The referee Joao Pinheiro's appointment was controversial even before the kickoff, and the way that the match played, the way that the tie went on. Even though Argentina were probably the best team, the tragedy is that officiating will mean that we'll never discuss the football. But let's talk about the football if you want. Let's talk about the football and then later talk on the officiating part. On the football bit, till the red card, what did you make of the match?
See, Switzerland again. Switzerland's problem is cutting edge. So I think if you even if you look at some of their earlier matches, they struggle to score goals. They play very well till the penalty box, and that was a problem here as well. Endoy's goal was, I think it was, I mean, it may be one of the top 5 or 6 goals in the tournament, but it takes that kind of a thing to actually for them to score. But otherwise, I think that I mean, just at the point of the red card, I think the momentum was with Switzerland. If the match had gone on for 90 minutes, 11 versus 11, I have a feeling they would have clinched it.
What did you make of the two goals that Argentina scored in the extra time?
So those are, I mean, see, when it is 10 versus 11, it always becomes a
Also in the extra time, like 60 minutes of playing.
yeah. After and again, this tournament is being played in a lot of heat. So that way, yeah. I mean, after the red card, I knew that at some point Switzerland is going to concede a
So,
goal.
so the way
Last
I
goal was okay. Last goal, Switzerland went for an all-out attack. They had nothing to lose, and they conceded. I mean, that's how it happened.
so the way I saw this match, if you draw the parallel, this was Argentina's Paraguay match. This was exactly Argentina's Paraguay match. The way Paraguay and France played, the way that France was stifled, I think Argentina was also stifled. And Argentina obviously was never, as expansive as France. but they were also stifled by Switzerland. And I feel that without that red card, that was the jail-free card for Argentina. Get out of the jail card. So that's basically the four quarterfinals done. The best four teams.
See, I mean, these four teams ultimately, if you look at look back, they none of them have lost any match in the tournament. So yeah, I think ultimately individual matches you could say that in this match this team could have beaten them or that team could have beaten them, but overall I think the best four teams are in the same
Yeah, I mean Spain and England have had a draw.
draw,
Argentina
but they have not lost. None of them have lost
and
any.
France have won all their matches. So and only France have won all their matches within 90 minutes. I think Spain, yeah,
Right.
Spain too have won all their matches in 90 minutes.
But Spain drew that first match. So.
No, I'm saying that they have drew or I mean they finished all their matches in 90 minutes. They have not gone on to
90
extra
minutes.
time.
Yeah, yeah, right, right, right.
Argentina and England have both gone on to extra time finish.